Let's be brutally honest. Women don't chase men, at least not most men. If you've ever found yourself texting first, planning every date, or feeling like you're the one putting in all the effort, then you already know the truth. Women are biologically wired to seek high-value men. Not nice guys, not desperate guys, not the ones who endlessly shower them with compliments. They chase men who trigger their desire to chase. But here's where most guys go wrong. They think the secret is to be the perfect boyfriend. Buy her flowers, text her good morning, listen to all her problems, and always be available. Wrong. That's exactly how you get placed in the "he's sweet, but I'm not into him" category. So, what do the men who actually get chased do differently? They flip the script. They create mystery, emotional highs and lows, and a sense of competition. They know how to trigger female psychology in a way that makes women obsessed. And here's the truth that nobody tells you. The moment you stop chasing women is the moment they start chasing you. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sounds good, but how do I actually do it? That's exactly what this video is about. I'm going to break down 10 powerful psychological triggers that will make any woman want to chase you instantly. These aren't cheap tricks or gimmicks. They're backed by real female psychology and the way attraction actually works. If you follow what I'm about to teach you, you'll never have to chase women again, because they'll be the ones chasing you. Let's get into it. 1. Stop giving her all your attention. Let's get straight to it. If you want a woman to chase you, stop acting like she's the center of your world. Most men make a huge mistake. The moment they like a woman, they flood her with attention. They text constantly, always compliment her, drop everything to be available for her, and make it clear that she's their top priority. This might feel like the right thing to do. After all, you're showing her that you're interested, right? Wrong. Women don't value attention that comes too easily. Think about it. When something is given to you all the time, do you ever stop to appreciate it? Number. It becomes predictable. It loses its value. Now, here's what happens when you give a woman too much attention too soon. She loses interest. If she knows she already has you, there's no excitement. The mystery is gone. She takes you for granted. You're always there, always available, always responding. There's no challenge. She puts you in the too easy category. Women are naturally drawn to men who seem slightly out of reach. If you're always there, she doesn't have to put in any effort. But here's where it gets interesting. The moment you pull back your attention, things change. Women are incredibly emotional creatures, and when they feel a shift, when they notice you're not texting as much, not reacting to everything they do, not always available, it triggers something powerful. She starts to wonder, why isn't he giving me as much attention? Is he losing interest? Does he have other options? And that's when the chase begins. How to stop giving her too much attention without playing games. Now, I'm not telling you to ignore her completely or be a jerk. That's not the point. The goal is to shift your focus away from her and back onto yourself. Here's what you need to do. Don't text her all day. Limit your responses. Give her space to miss you. Be the one to end conversations first. This leaves her wanting more. Prioritize your own life. The more she sees you focused on your purpose, the more she'll respect and desire you. Match her energy. If she takes hours to reply, do the same. Never be the one chasing. What happens when you pull back? Let me give you an example. Let's say you've been texting a woman every morning and every night, always initiating conversations. At first she seems engaged, but over time you notice she takes longer to reply, or her responses become shorter. Instead of panicking and texting her even more, you do something different. You stop texting first. You don't reach out for 2 days. Suddenly she messages you. Hey, you've been quiet. Everything okay? Boom. She noticed the shift. She was used to your constant attention, and now that it's missing, she feels it. She starts to chase. This isn't manipulation, it's understanding female psychology. Women chase what they feel they might lose. The less attention you give freely, the more valuable it becomes. Stop making her your priority, and she'll start making you hers. 2. Be a challenge, not an option. Here's a hard truth. Women don't value what comes too easily. If you're bending over backward, always available and eager to please, you're not a prize. You're just another option. Being a challenge doesn't mean being rude or distant. It means presenting yourself as a man who values his time, his energy, and his standards. A man who makes her earn his attention rather than handing it over on a silver platter. Why is this so powerful? Because people value what they have to work for. It's human nature. When something is handed to you without effort, you don't appreciate it the same way you would if you had to hustle for it. The same principle applies to relationships. If she feels like she doesn't have to put in any effort to win you over, she won't see you as a challenge worth pursuing. Being a challenge doesn't mean playing games or acting disinterested. It's about showing her that your life doesn't revolve around her. You have priorities, passions, and goals that come first. You're not desperate for her validation, and you're not going to compromise your standards just to keep her around. This creates a dynamic where she feels the need to prove herself to you, which flips the script and makes her chase you. Think of it this way. A high-value man isn't easily impressed. He doesn't fall for every pretty face or sweet word. He's selective because he knows his worth. Women are instinctively drawn to this energy because it exudes confidence and self-respect. It signals that you're not just an option, someone who will settle for whatever comes their way, but a prize, someone she has to earn. Picture this scenario. Instead of always being the one to suggest dates, wait for her to take the lead. Instead of saying yes to every plan, decline once in a while because you're genuinely busy. When you show that your time is valuable, she'll start to value it too. And when she realizes she has to work for your attention, it adds excitement and depth to the relationship. The reality is, if you want her to chase you, you need to show her that you're not someone she can take for granted. Be a challenge, and watch how she rises to meet it. 3. Control. The power of mystery. Mystery is one of the most underrated tools in relationships, yet it's incredibly effective. Women are naturally drawn to what they can't fully figure out. When you're too transparent, sharing every detail of your life, your thoughts, and your plans, you remove any sense of intrigue. Without intrigue, the spark of curiosity dies, and with it goes the desire to chase. Think about how people react to suspense in movies or books. It keeps them engaged, guessing what's next and craving more. The same concept applies to relationships. If she knows everything about you up front, there's no excitement left to uncover. Mystery fuels her imagination and keeps her invested emotionally. A man who controls the power of mystery doesn't feel the need to explain every move he makes. He doesn't overshare or lay out his life story on the first few dates. Instead, he reveals things gradually, leaving room for her to wonder and ask questions. This subtle control over how much you share and when creates an allure that's hard to resist. Mystery isn't about being secretive or withholding important information. It's about pacing. It's about knowing that leaving a little unsaid can create a deeper connection. For instance, instead of giving her a full rundown of your weekend plans, you might just say, "I've got something exciting lined up." That small hint will spark her curiosity, making her want to know more. When you're mysterious, you also appear more confident. Why? Because you're not seeking her approval by over-explaining yourself. You're comfortable letting her sit with a bit of uncertainty, which only adds to your appeal. This confidence, paired with an air of mystery, positions you as a man who knows his value and isn't trying to prove it. Relatable moments come when you realize that some of the most exciting relationships are built on the anticipation of learning more about the other person. It's that feeling of slowly uncovering layers, of wondering what lies beneath the surface, that keeps people intrigued and emotionally invested. If you want her to chase you, don't hand her the full map to your world. Instead, let her explore it piece by piece. Mystery doesn't just attract, it captivates. And a captivated woman is a woman who will chase. 4. Show that other women want you. Here's a reality check. Women are highly attuned to social cues, especially when it comes to attraction. If other women show interest in you, it sends a powerful signal that you are a man of value. Why? Because people naturally gravitate toward what others admire. It's a psychological effect called social proof. But here's where many men get it wrong. They think this means they need to flaunt female attention to make a woman jealous or insecure. That's not the point. This isn't about playing games or being manipulative. It's about naturally demonstrating that you are a desirable man who doesn't have to beg for anyone's attention. Too many men make the mistake of putting all their energy into one woman, making her feel like she's the only option in the world. While it's great to be devoted when you're in a relationship, during the chase, this behavior can make you look needy and overly available. Women don't want a man who is dependent on their validation. They want a man who is confident enough to have options. Here's the wake-up call. If you're not someone who other women notice, it might be time to work on yourself. Are you presenting yourself as someone worth admiring? Are you taking care of your appearance, pursuing your goals, and building the kind of life that naturally attracts others? Attraction isn't just about luck, it's about putting in the effort to become the best version of yourself. When women see that others find you attractive, whether it's through subtle compliments, friendly interactions, or the way you carry yourself in a room, they instinctively start to view you differently. It's not about being cocky or rubbing it in her face. It's about living in a way that naturally draws people to you. The truth is, nobody wants what nobody else wants. Women are no different. If she knows that other women admire you, it creates a sense of urgency. She'll start wondering what makes you so special and why other women are drawn to you. That curiosity often turns into attraction. So, men, wake up. Stop putting all your focus on winning her over and start focusing on becoming the kind of man others respect, admire, and want to be around. When you shift your energy toward improving yourself, the attention will come naturally, and so will the chase. Most men get this completely backward. They think that if they invest all their time, energy, and money into a woman, she will appreciate it and love them more. That's the biggest mistake you can make. Women are not attracted to men who put them on a pedestal at the cost of their own growth. They respect men who prioritize themselves, their goals, and their purpose. A man who invests in himself, his health, his mind, his skills, and his financial independence becomes a man who naturally attracts women without even trying. When you level up in life, your value increases, and suddenly women start seeing you differently. They become more interested. Why? Because women want a man who is already winning, not one who is waiting for their approval to start his journey. Think about it. Who do women chase after? The man who is disciplined, focused, and on his grind? Or the man who is always available, always texting, always bending over backward to please her? It's not even a debate. Women gravitate toward men who have a life worth being part of. Now, investing in yourself doesn't just mean making money. That's part of it, but it's not the whole picture. You need to build yourself in every area, physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially. Let's break it down. 1. Physical growth. Your body is your foundation. If you look weak, if you're out of shape, if you carry yourself with no confidence, women notice that instantly. Women are wired to be attracted to strong, capable men. That doesn't mean you need to be a bodybuilder, but it does mean you should take care of yourself. Go to the gym, eat right, dress well, and groom yourself. When you walk into a room, your presence should command respect before you even say a word. That's the power of physical investment. Imagine two men. One walks in with a slouched posture, wearing an old hoodie and dirty sneakers, looking like he just woke up. The other walks in with a clean, well-fitted outfit, good posture, and a confident stride. Which one do you think a woman is more likely to pay attention to? Exactly. 2. Mental growth. A weak mind leads to a weak man. If you don't have control over your thoughts, your emotions, and your reactions, you will always be at the mercy of others. Women test men all the time. They want to see if you're mentally strong, if you can handle pressure, if you can stand your ground. Read books, learn new skills, develop emotional intelligence. The more knowledge and discipline you have, the less a woman's actions will affect you. Instead of getting frustrated when she pulls away, you'll remain calm and in control. And guess what? That makes you even more attractive to her. 3. Financial growth. This one is simple. If you're broke, your options in life and in dating are limited. Women don't just want a man with money. They want a man who is capable, ambitious, and independent. Focus on your career, build your business, invest wisely, and secure your financial future. The more financially stable you are, the less needy you become. And neediness is the ultimate turnoff. Women don't respect men who rely on them for support. They respect men who can stand on their own. Here's something that happens a lot. A man struggles financially, but instead of fixing his situation, he spends all his money trying to impress a woman. Expensive dates, gifts, whatever it takes to keep her interested. Then one day, she leaves him for a man who has his life together. Why? Because she never respected him in the first place. She saw him as desperate, not as valuable. 4. Emotional growth. Most men fail in relationships because they let their emotions control them instead of the other way around. They get attached too quickly, they chase too hard, and they crumble the moment a woman starts acting differently. You have to build emotional resilience. That means staying grounded no matter what happens. If she cancels a date, you don't panic. If she starts acting distant, you don't beg for attention. You focus on your life, your purpose, and your mission. Women respect that. They respect a man who is unshaken by their moods and behaviors. Now let's look at what happens when you invest in yourself first. A man who has been working on himself for years, building his body, his mind, his finances, and his confidence, walks into a bar. He's not looking for validation. He's not desperate for attention. He's just there to enjoy himself. He speaks with certainty, he moves with purpose, and he naturally draws people in. Women notice him, not because he's chasing them, but because he carries himself differently. Contrast that with another man who hasn't invested in himself. He's nervous, seeking approval, trying too hard to impress women and getting ignored in the process. The difference is clear. When you invest in yourself, you don't need to chase. Women chase you. Here's the harsh truth. A woman will only chase a man who values himself more than he values her. That's the game-changing mindset many men fail to adopt. If you constantly prioritize her over your own goals, she won't see you as a prize. She'll see you as an afterthought. Women are wired to admire strength, ambition, and confidence. They don't chase men who are desperate. They chase men who are deliberate. Now let's get controversial. The moment you stop putting her on a pedestal, she'll start putting you in her mind. That might sting, but it's the reality too many men ignore. Women respect men who have boundaries and standards, not those who are willing to sacrifice their dignity just to gain her attention. If you've been chasing a woman, ask yourself, has it gotten you anywhere? Probably not. That's because you've been playing the game all wrong. You don't win her over by proving your worth to her. You win by proving your worth to yourself. This is where you need to wake up. Stop being the guy who waits by the phone, hangs on her every word, or rearranges his life for someone who doesn't do the same for him. Instead, focus on becoming the man who is so confident, so self-assured, and so driven that she can't help but notice and want to be part of your world. Here's what I want you to do now. Think about your experiences. Have you ever noticed how things shift when you start pulling back and focusing on yourself? Share your story in the comments. Let's have an honest conversation about this, because chances are your story will resonate with another man who's going through the same struggle. I'll be reading your comments and replying because I want this to be more than just a video. It's a movement. A movement of men who understand their value, stop chasing, and start commanding respect. Together, we can change the way we approach relationships and ensure that we never settle for less than we deserve. Remember, it's not about getting her to chase you, it's about becoming the man worth chasing. And when you do, everything changes. Let's talk about it below. I'm waiting to hear from you. Eating.